Connect the power cords of the pump and the spin coater separately. Insert one end of the waste hose into the drain port of the spin coater and tighten the hose clamp. Insert the other end of the waste hose into the waste container. Screw one end of the dispensing hoses into the corresponding outlet ports. Insert the other ends of the dispensing hoses into the pagoda joints on the lid. Secure the dispensing hoses together with cable ties. Insert one end of the dispensing hose into the inlet port. Submerge the other end of the dispensing hose into the solution. Vacuum hose connection. Connect one end of the vacuum hose to the vacuum port and the other end to the inlet of the pump. Foot switch installation. Attach the foot switch in a suitable position on the spin coater. Adjust the height and level by turning the red nut on the leveling swivel casters. Installation complete. Insert the spin chuck into the motor shaft by aligning the notch on the spin chuck with the set screw on the shaft. Place the substrate on the spin chuck and center it using the corresponding alignment tool. Note: the alignment tools are only compatible with standard silicon wafers. Click the Absorb button to turn on the vacuum supply. The vacuum pressure is displayed in the vacuum text box in real time. Pull out the knob of the vacuum regulator and turn it clockwise or counterclockwise to increase or decrease the vacuum pressure. Push in and lock the knob after adjustment. Submerge the dispensing hose into the solution. Speed setting for step 1. Acceleration setting for step 1 43 0 to 2 max underscore resolution 51,000 233 0 to 2 53,000 333 time setting for step 1. Temperature setting for step 1. Rotation direction setting for step 1. Dispensing flow rate setting for step 1. Up to 4 channels can be configured. Follow the same procedure for additional steps. Set the time of any unneeded steps to 0 to skip them. Click the Start button to begin spin coating. Spin coating in progress. For more details on the Bluetooth foot switch, temperature, and dispensing settings, please refer to the corresponding video. According to the progress bar, remove the substrate after spin coating is complete. Bluetooth operation. First, plug the Bluetooth receiver into the USB port. Then, double-click the shortcut on the desktop of the iPad to open the spin coating software. Observe the text box number indicated by the arrow. If it keeps flashing, the Bluetooth device is connected successfully. You can now control the spin coater via the iPad. Note: this spin coating software can only be installed on Windows systems. Note: you must first click the Download button to download the current recipe from the iPad to the spin coater. Only then can you control the spin coater via the iPad. Click the Upload button to upload the current recipe from the spin coater to the iPad. For foot switch operation, first click the Settings button to enter the settings interface. Then click the foot switch button to enable the function. Next, close the settings interface. Now you can stop the spinning with the red foot pedal on the foot switch. Dispensing settings. Dispensing during spin coating. Enter the dispensing flow rate in the step settings. Dispensing flow rate setting for step 1. Up to 4 channels can be configured. Dispensing before spin coating. Click the dispensing button to enter the dispensing interface. Manual mode. Click the manual button to start dispensing and timing. Click the close button to stop dispensing. Auto mode. Click the auto button to start dispensing and count down from the time set in the time text box. Dispensing stops when the countdown reaches 0. Dispensing operation. You can dispense before or during spin coating. Dispensing before spin coating. Click the dispensing button to enter the dispensing interface, then dispense in manual or auto mode. You can also dispense during step 1, provided the speed is set to 0, to ensure the motor is not spinning. Dispensing during spin coating. Enter the flow rate in the step settings. Then click the start button to begin spin coating and dispensing simultaneously. Note: during spinning, the device will dispense according to the parameters set in the step settings. Otherwise, it will follow the parameters set in the dispensing interface. First, click the temp button to enter the temperature interface. Then click the text boxes for temperature and air volume to set the corresponding parameters. Finally, click the OK button to start heating. Note, the device only heats according to the parameters set in the temperature interface when not spinning. You can also set the temperature in the step settings. Note, during spinning, the device will always heat according to the parameters set in the step settings. Recipe operations. Recipe exporting. First, click the export button to access my device. Then double-click the folder resident flash to open it. Next, enter the file name. Finally, click the OK button to save the file in the resident flash folder. Note, only the resident flash folder is available for saving recipes. Improper saving may cause the device to malfunction. Recipe importing. First, click the import button to access my device. Then, double-click the resident flash folder to open it. Finally, double-click the selected file to import the recipe. Cleaning and maintenance. Dispensing hose cleaning. Submerge one end of the dispensing hose in alcohol and dispense for a few moments to clean the dispensing hose. Low vacuum pressure troubleshooting. First, turn on the pump, then click the absorb button. Next, dispense alcohol onto the chuck for a few moments. Finally, empty the waste collected in the waste bottle and reinstall the waste bottle. If the problem persists, please contact the manufacturer for assistance. Chamber cleaning. Flush the chamber with alcohol or acetone. The waste will drain through the hole at the bottom of the chamber. Note, avoid the chuck area when cleaning.